Beyblade.
All right, it's been a while since we went to a Walmart. They actually changed the layout for it, and they restocked Wave 2 of Beyblade X. And so you see, you got the Soar, the Arrow Wizard, then the Lance Knight, and do they have the Claw Leon over here? There it is, Claw Leon. They also have the Wave 2 dual packs, which is, I think they have one of each. Yeah, they got one of each. This is the most popular one, the Bike Croc Sting Unicorn. But this is actually very surprising. Roar Tyranno 960 gear flat. It's been a while since I've actually saw these on the shelves. I think last time I saw it was before Christmas. They got one, they got two, they got three, and they got the Sting Unicorn, they got Scythe Incendio, and they got Savage Bear. So it looks like they just restocked Wave 2. And it seems like Wave 1 is now going to be hard to find because you don't see it here anymore. We do have the reprints of Soar and Arrow Wizard to make the starter pack selection 4. And then we got the Soar Phoenix 960 gear flat, which has been here for like ever. And then the last handful of Dranzer spirals with the red color. But there's going to be a new one coming out soon that's in the original colors. So if you miss out on this one, you don't have to worry. You get the original colors later. And I think these are pretty cheap on online right now. I think they're on sale. But right now over here on the shelf, it's not on sale. But hey, a pretty good selection over here for Wave 2. So Roar Tyranno. I mean, Roar Tyranno was on Walmart website for a while now. So now it's on the shelf.
Beyblade.
All right, we're here at a Walmart. And I'm just double recording just in case I lost the footage for the last one. But they got Wave 2 stuff. I mean, they got Savage Bear, which is kind of mid. But they got Scythe Incendio with ball. And they got Roar Tyranno. They had a few of these last time I was here. I'm surprised it's still sitting here. But this is usually the first one to go. And in the back, they have the Unicorn Sting. And then Soar Phoenix. Is this newer mold? Maybe, not sure. They got more of the Dranzers. And the dual packs, they got the Bike Croc Sting Unicorn one, which is the best one. But they got Yelkong and Helm Knight. And then the third one, Gale Wyvern and Tail Viper. And I think, yeah, but it's the same three ones from Wave 2. And then, looks like these are on sale. $14.97. I think there's a regular price. Or maybe it's $2 off. So this is an Arrow Wizard, and the Soar and another Soar and then another Arrow Wizard, and there you go. There's the Lance Knight, and there should be that, and then there's the Claw Leon. So you got pretty much everything from Wave 2 here. Now they're just missing Wave 3, but I mean Amazon had Wave 4, so they're playing catch up here in the store. So it kind of makes my videos kind of redundant. But I mean, it's different when you see them in person.
Beyblade.
All right, I'm at a different Walmart I haven't been to in a while, and look at this. They have Wave 3 of Beyblade X. So you can see they have Beat Tyranno and Knife Shinobi, the dual pack. This Beat Tyranno is really good. One of the best Beyblades in the game. You can use it in attack or defense, but attack is more popular to use. They got more dual packs over here. The Gale Wyvern 360 Taper and Soar 380 Ball double pack. This one is kind of a weird one to release so early into Beyblade X because these two Beyblades are not hard to find. So having them in Wave 3 kind of really lowers Wave 3 because, you know, these guys taking a spot of something else. As you can see, look, they're recording this area because the Beyblades get stolen a lot. And then here's some Wave 2 stuff. Gale Wyvern, 580 Gear Ball, and then Tail Viper 380 High Needle. But it's mainly Wave 3 that they have. Oh, they got the Yelkong Nightmail, Night Lance, or Night Shield, Helm Knight. That's one. But they got this one, Wand Wizard 570 Disc Ball. And then another one. It looks like the booster packs are all from Wave 2. And it seems like they don't have Buster Dron. Buster Dron might be the more popular Beyblade to get from Wave 3. Let's see. So these have been on Amazon for a while now. like I think for months now. So now Walmart is just getting them.
Beyblade.
All right, that was another Bay Hunt. Now, we only really went to 3 Walmarts, and 2 of the Walmarts were the exact same but on different days. But this was actually the most successful Bay Hunt in a while. Yes, we did see some Wave 2, which we've seen in previous Bay Hunting videos, but we actually got to see a few copies of Roar Tyranno, which is usually hard to find because Roar Tyranno is the most popular Wave 2 single booster pack to get because of it being an echo of Soar Phoenix, which is one of the best Beyblades in Beyblade X. And then we also found Wave 3, which was amazing because Wave 3 hasn't been on store shelves in my area. It's only been available online. Funny thing is, Wave 3 online has been here for months, and now that Wave 3 is on store shelves, Wave 4 is online. So I actually have probably the 3 best products you can get from Wave 4 in my opinion, that being the Wizard 160 Rush Starter Pack and the Soar Phoenix 580 Hexa and Obsidian Shell 460D Booster Packs. In my opinion, if you can only get 3 stuff from Beyblade X's Wave 4, these are what you're gonna want to get. Obviously, the most important release from Wave 4 is the Green Wizard Starter Pack, because this is, in my opinion, the best starter pack in Beyblade X. Not just Hasbro Beyblade X, but in all of Beyblade X. I feel sorry for the people who are not in Hasbro, because the only way to get this specific Wizard from Takara Tomy is from a random booster where it's pretty much gambling, so you're not sure where you're going to get it. So if you want to get this Beyblade in the secondary market in Takara Tomy, it usually costs around $30+. However, in Hasbro, you can get that for half of that price from the starter pack, and you also won't have to gamble for it either. So Wizard 160 Rush. I'm not going to be opening these in this video because I have a specific video where I want to open these, but I kind of just want to give you a review because I know how all of these Beyblades perform. But in my opinion, Wizard 160 Rush is not only a great starter pack, but it's also a great combination right out of the box. I would say Wizard 160 Rush is actually the best combo in Hasbro's Beyblade X using the Hasbro Extreme Stadium. It's also pretty good in the Takara Tomy Stadium, but in terms of Hasbro stadiums, this is like probably the best combo in my opinion, because it has high stamina thanks to the Wizard blade and the Rush bit being a high stamina attack type bit. So not only can it take down other stamina types, because it is aggressive, it can dodge and it can take on other attack types as well. Really, its only weakness is probably going to be high defensive Wizard combos, like probably ones on the Hexa bit or High Needle. But really, its stamina is so good, it might even be a close call even then. So this is probably the best go-to combination, I think, for Hasbro's Beyblade X. And obviously, even outside of this combo altogether, the parts are all amazing. Wizard is a great stamina type blade, and it's also great in defense as well. There's also people using it in attack type combinations. And then 160 is just a great general all-purpose ratchet, which is surprising because it's odd design. Really, it's initially made for attack types, but because it gives Beyblades a certain point for a critical hit to hit really hard, it's great for defensive combos and even stamina combos as well. Especially ones that have a bit of an imbalance. You can use the 160 ratchet, point the align it in a certain way that helps with the balancing issues, and then your Beyblade will spin a lot better than if it were using a more even-sided ratchet. And then you have the Rush bit, which is arguably the best attack type bit in Beyblade X. I know Low Rush is pretty popular in the Takara Tomy format, but in terms of Hasbro, this is the best ratchet. This is the best bit that you can get in the Hasbro format. And the fact that you get all these parts in the starter pack is great value. I mean, the Rush bit used to be locked behind the Extreme Stadium set, and that was like $60. So now you can get it from a starter pack, and then you also get 2 other great parts as well. This is a definite must buy. I mean, I don't even have to open it to tell you how good this Beyblade is, really. And then let's go into the booster packs, and I want to talk about Soar Phoenix 580 Hexa. Now, the great thing about this release of Soar Phoenix is that it is one of the more newer molds, meaning it's a bit heavier than the original one. I mean, if you're a min-maxing Beyblader, that's really going to be important for you. But really, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter. But I mean, if you're going to get a Soar Phoenix Beyblade, then this is honestly a great way to get it as well. Especially if you want a duplicate. I mean, the original one that comes in the string launcher starter set is still a must-buy because it comes at $960 as well. But if you want a backup blade for Soar Phoenix, but you don't want to double dip on the same color, or you just don't want to buy another string launcher with it, this is a great way to get it. And not only that, we get 580, which for Hasbro is one of the heaviest, if not the heaviest ratchet in the Hasbro format. I know the 7-sided ratchets are more heavier, but they're not as available in the Hasbro format. So 580 is great. And then, I mean, at least for weight. I mean, for the 80 height ratchet, you're probably not going to be using 80 height too much. And if you are, 980 is probably the first choice. And then I think 580 would be your second option if 980 isn't available. But anyways, it's not the worst ratchet you can have. And honestly, I mean, it's not bad. Yeah. And then the great thing about this booster pack is that it comes with the Hexa bit. Now, the Hexa bit is honestly probably the best defensive bit in Beyblade X. It's a balance type bit. It just so happens to be the best defense bit in the game. Honestly, this feels like an evolution of the high needle bit. It's kind of funny that it's a balance type. Really, the only downside for this release is that it kind of outclasses Hammer Incendio, because the main reason to buy Hammer Incendio is the Hexa bit, because the blade isn't too good. Funnily enough, it's actually the best combo for Hammer Incendio is its stock combo in the Hasbro Stadium. It's actually not bad, but in the Takara Tomy Stadium, it's not really that good. So if you're only playing in the Takara Tomy Stadium and you want the Hexa bit, this is your way to go, because not only is this cheaper, it also comes with Soar Phoenix, and that is an amazing blade to have. So yeah, this is definitely a must-have booster pack. I mean, 580 is probably not as a must-have part as Soar Phoenix or Hexa, but I mean, 2 out of 3 parts in this booster pack being a must-have is great. And then we have Obsidian Shell. You know I had to get this because it's a turtle Beyblade. That means it's one of the best Beyblades in the game. Now, Obsidian Shell is pretty interesting. It's a light defense blade, and unfortunately, it's a bit too light to actually be used in the defensive combos, but it's actually, because of its kind of jagged design that it has over here, it's one of those defense blades that actually works decently well as an attack type. It's also one of the shortest blades in the game as well, if not the shortest, actually. I think its gimmick might actually be that it's the shortest blade in Beyblade X, and that also really helps for attack type combos that want to be, low attackers. So a lot of people liked using this on low flat. I think low rush might also be a good part to use, but I mean, it's not out yet in the Hasbro format, so low flat is the way to go. I mean, you can use higher stamina attack type bits as well, but I mean, low flat seems to be the one that gets the most competitive success. We also get a green 460 ratchet. 460 is kind of whatever. I mean, there are 4 points on the blade over here that will kind of align well with the 460 ratchet, but I mean, you probably would be better off using a less burst prone ratchet. And then you have the dot bit. Now this dot bit makes its debut with the Obsidian Shell. I mean, Obsidian Shell is a new blade, but the dot bit is also brand new as well. This is a high stamina defensive bit. This looks a lot like the ball bit, but it has some points on it that kind of make it look infected. It actually kind of looks like the ball bit, but it has some like dots, like divots, it has some protrusions on it that kind of make it spin kind of aggressive. But I mean, it has some pretty high stamina. It's just a bit inconsistent because of the dots on it. I mean, I guess that's why it's called dot anyways. But yeah, honestly, this is probably not a must-have release as opposed to Soar Phoenix and Wand Wizard, but the fact that it's a this blade was originally a random booster prize blade, which made it pretty expensive. Random booster prizes tend to be like over $50 to get, so the fact that you get it in a very affordable booster pack is pretty cool. And I mean, it's not horrible. It's probably like a middle tier blade to use in attack type combination, so I'm definitely gonna have fun with this one, that's for sure. But wait, there's more. I have more to show you in my haul. First of all, we got some stuff imported from Japan. I mean, not Japan, from Hong Kong. And first of all, we got the left spin winder launcher, which is something that a lot of people were excited for because, unfortunately, before then, the only way to really use blades like El Drago and Cobalt Drake was to use the string launcher. The string launcher is good, but a lot of people prefer to use the winder launcher. So we have the winder launcher finally for left spin. So we're probably going to see a lot more left spin Beyblades being used. So that'll be interesting to see how it turns out. But anyways, we got Beyblade CX also from Manny Limited, the Hong Kong release. Now this one, we're first looking at Arc Wizard. Now these CX blades are kind of funny because they haven't been really... the reception to the CX blades have been kind of divisive. I mean, there's people that like them. They're kind of mid, so there's quite a vocal minority that hates them. So honestly, I'm kind of shocked that of how poorly performing they're going. Like I was expecting at least one of them to be a mainstay in the meta, but as of right now, they're kind of like in the middle, kind of like Obsidian Shell. But luckily, they are quite. Their weights are good. I mean, they're on the higher end of UX blade weights. The problem is that they're just a bit too tall. So unfortunately, I feel like they tried to keep things balanced and they accidentally forgot about the height issue. So now the height is kind of messing with these Beyblades. But I mean, they look good. I do kind of feel, I don't know, like I'm a bit on the fence. I feel like maybe I should have waited to buy these. But because I make Beyblade YouTube videos, like I wanted to at least, get my hands on these initial releases. I don't know if I'm going to get any of the future CX Beyblades as they stand right now, if they keep at the current power level. I think they need to be a bit more consistent in their abilities before I hop onto the CX line. But I mean, when they come out in the Hasbro form, I'm definitely going to get them. It's just that importing them is a bit pricey. For mid Beyblades, so I haven't felt this way about importing a Beyblade since I imported Horn Rhino, because Horn Rhino is kind of mid, and yeah, I paid like import prices for these, and they aren't received that well, and I don't think it'll do too well. I'll test them out myself, but I'm probably not gonna get any better results than the other people who have tried it out. I mean, Arc Wizard, apparently it's considered okay for defense types, which is interesting. And then 455 it's nice and low, but it's it has that it's built the same way as 485, and that kind of messes with the blades. But luckily it's touching the secondary blade or the assist blade, so I don't think it's going to mess with that plastic over there. I think the main issue was with these blades. Their plastic that they're touching on the blade was kind of a bit too soft, so maybe now that this is touching the assist blade, it's not going to hurt it that well. But, who knows? But then the interesting part is, probably the most interesting part that comes with this release is low orb. It's orb, but lower. I believe Silverwolf on low orb is seeing quite a bit of play now, or as much play as it can see, considering that this is only like a couple weeks old. But I mean, low orb is pretty interesting. Orb has kind of fallen to the wayside now that free ball has come out. But hey, maybe low orb is going to be the new part to look at. And then what else we got? We also got, there we go, we have DranBrave 660 V. Now this is pretty interesting. 660 is a new 60 height to play around with. Apparently it's pretty light, which is surprising because I wouldn't have expected the 6-sided ratchet to be super light. Apparently it's around the same weight as 960, but it doesn't have the same amount of burst resistance and stamina. So it's kind of in an awkward spot right now. But I mean, apparently the actual blade, the DranBrave blade, is pretty decent. I mean, it's not like the top tier or anything, but as blades go, out of these 3 blades, apparently this is the best one. So that'll be interesting to play around with. And then we have Vortex, which is kind of mid. I haven't heard anything too good about it, but I haven't really heard anything bad about it. It's just like, it's there. So That's neat. At least all the parts are brand new. I mean, I guess all the parts for this were brand new as well. There hasn't been really any repeating parts for the CX line. But I mean, DranBrave is probably the one that's going to be the most used out of these three, at least from what I've seen from initial testings. But hey, I still have to try them out before I make my whole opinion. That's why I'm not opening them right now. I have to go deeper into them. And then we also got the final one, the PerseusDark B680 Wedge. Now this is my favorite looking Beyblade. I think a lot of people before CX came out were really excited about PerseusDark specifically. It's the defense type, which is interesting that they didn't go with the Hell Beyblade being the defense blade of the CX initial 3. It's instead going to be a random booster, which is kind of weird. But hey, I mean, a main character Beyblade being behind a random booster is kind of iffy. But hey, at least the Hasbro version is going to release that properly. Now, apparently this one is also kind of mid, which was very disappointing because I really wanted... Because this looks like it should be good in, like, anti-attack or stamina combos. But apparently it's not. Apparently it's considered the worst out of the 3, which is shocking in my opinion. Because after seeing the initial testing from ArcWizard, I thought that one was going to be the worst one. But apparently this one is the worst one. I mean, this is just from what I've heard from the grapevine. I'm not really, like... the be-all, like, my opinions right now as I'm looking at these things are not the be-all end-all. I still have to play around with these and maybe I'll find something new. But, you know, it's a bit disappointing to see that the coolest one, in my opinion, is the one that's considered the worst. And then you got 680. I mean, it's an 80 height version of the 6-sided one. And then there's Wedge, which is like a mobile defense bit. So that's pretty interesting. It's kind of funny that I'm actually more excited about the Wave 4 releases from Hasbro, which is all just Beyblades we've seen earlier from Takara Tomy, but they were a bit more harder to find. Funnily enough, all these releases from Hasbro, these are all Beyblades that were released in a random booster. I just noticed that right now, which is kind of funny. Like, this is, I believe all 3 of these were in the same random booster. Maybe. I think maybe this one was in a different one. I'm not too sure. But yeah, all of these were in a random booster, and it came out in the same wave. So that's pretty interesting. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to be making separate videos going through this one because I feel like Wave 4 for Hasbro was so good that it deserves its own special video. And then CX is kind of weird, so I'm going to make a video about CX. I'm probably going to title it Beyblade CX is weird because that tends to get... Apparently, putting weird at the end of the video title gets it more views. So, I mean, yeah. Sorry for the guerrilla style of video making here, because I haven't uploaded in a while, so I kind of just wanted to get back into shape for making videos. So I decided to do something kind of easy. I hoped at least my voice can soothe your Beyblade wants and needs. So yeah. Anyways, this has been your Canadian Beyblade boy ZB. Special thanks to the channel members. If you like the video, hit the like button, or don't. I'm not the boss of you, but be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get updated whenever I upload. Until next time, see ya!